Alright lads and lasses, before I start today, just something to bear in mind for anyone who wants to use this for educational purposes. The following video will contain or may contain vulgar languages as well as the rest of the videos in this series. Just something to consider before you show it as educational material. So before I get started, that was just something to bear in mind. Today's video is going to be my first poetry reading. I'm going to be reading out the first poem I ever wrote about 2 years ago now, called Sunsets. This poem is based on mental health and may reference things such as suicide. I don't believe this one does, but there are a couple around this time that certainly reference it. So please be aware that certain episodes, obviously I'll put a disclaimer at the start, may contain such topics. I'm going to quickly log into my phone and we're going to read it to you today. Right, there we go. So, this poem was actually written around a year ago. I'll give the idea. It was written on the 6th of January 2023, and this, without further ado, is Sunsets. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think of it down below. My life, it has no light. I'm barely doing enough to survive. My muscles are aching and I'm feeling tight. Oh, how I wish this world would wish me good night. Oh, I wish my body could take flight. No more will, no more fights. And all my life I've felt depressed. I felt that I've seen too many sunsets. Those kids who just get a day, unlucky for them, but here, at least they have died, whilst my brain sits here fried. Every hour is burning my skin, every thought is I make is a sin. Or where do I begin? Do I stay on the wheel and spin? I can't help but feel I've lied, for I have this will to survive. Every time that I felt depressed, those emotions, well, they've been expressed. And now it's time to suppress and to build on what I have next. At one time I was depressed, but now I want more sunsets. Why did I sit there complaining while those children's healths were waning? And I just wanted to die. I ask, how selfish was I? Those children who just got a day, what would they have to say? I would have just gave mine away while I had to sit there and pray, just for one more day. They never got to see the sun, and I've had as many as one. Times were tough and difficult, and my thoughts back then were cynical. I know my life has value, and I've just got to find it. If I was offered death now, well, I ought to decline it. I'm feeling happy and healthy, unfortunately still not wealthy, though my heart is feeling full, and my motivation like a raging bull. I know it's hard to believe, but my heart lives on my sleeve. I know what I once was, and that was only because I dwell too much on the past. I wish my life wouldn't last. All I see now is change. I've got to now rearrange. Excuse me, I'm going to take a swig. My life right now is brilliant, though I have my bad days. All my friends are delightful in more than many ways. And I can't thank those enough who stuck there by my side, because if they hadn't, well, frankly, I would have died. So I suppose this poem is a thank you to those who stood there, and the ones who pulled me off the edge. I wish you a brilliant year. Before I wish no more days, no sunsets and no rises, but now I see life's value, and now every sunset feels like diamonds.